Listen, welcome. Look how far we've come, you guys. We're on number 104. For those of you that have been hanging out with us for almost 2 years, welcome. Michael Cole Facebook Live 140. And you know what the game is. The ride is we're always in search of awesome hairdressers doing amazing jobs with Instagram and the new way. And Keith, good to have you here. And today, we got a guest that's just phenomenal. Came from Alex's place, and we interviewed Alex last week. Nina Kovner, you're in my house. Good to have you, Nina. I think you're going to enjoy my guest this afternoon. 21 years old, you guys. Trending to do a $100,000 W-2 this year. She is Instagram amazing. And her name is Christina Leist, and she's works at Aesthetic Hair Company in Ferndale, Michigan. Last week we had her fearless leader. Actually, she's his prodigy, Alex Bardot last week. Summit coach, Britta Larson. And let me tell you a little bit about Christina before I bring her on, because, her stats, I think they're right up there with Guinness Book, So, she'd had her first full year last year at 20 years old and hit 70,000. Now, you and I know that hairdressers will go through a 30-year career and maybe not enjoy that, in that ride. She hit it on her first year because she is just a hair master. And as I said, she's Instagram amazing. And she's trending to do 100 this year. She works 4 days a week, 32 hours behind the chair. She is a level 3. So that you guys are in the Summit Salon community. I don't know about you, but I haven't met a level 3 yet that are hanging out at the income that Christina is. As I said, she's 21 years old. Her average service ticket is $140. Haircut price is $55. So if you do the arithmetic, she's running 3 times higher on her average ticket than her haircut price, because she's a Bali Lama. She is like balayaging anything that moves. And when you get on her Instagram page, which is Ginger Snap Styling, you'll see that, first of all, her work is extraordinary. Her expression, her creative expression, and the overwhelming majority of the work that she's documenting is the tickets that she wants to enjoy. So she hangs out on an iPhone 6. She's got 8,500 followers. Like I said, her handle is Ginger Snap Styling. 90% of the people that she serves, her guests, are following her. She does about 20 people a week, and she says to me, I take pictures on all of my guests, and I may post, 3, 4 that are post-worthy, but I want my guests to have I want the photography to be as much a part of their experience as all the other traditional things that are happening in there. I'll let her tell you about that. She takes about, if she's going to be documenting her photo shoot, about 15 pictures per photo shoot. She has about 4 poses, different backgrounds in the salon. 100% of her guests, this is huge. The overwhelming majority are either reposting the content that she's capturing, or they're taking selfies. So, you're going to find all of her work on her page, the salon's page, and her guest page, which is, we call that triple winning. And she'll tell you that she gets many notifications a day from her clients that have tagged her, and so she stays in touch with them. So that's kind of her ride. So I thought what we'd do, she's in our green room. I'm going to bring her in. I want her to tell you a little bit about what her life was like before, kind of what happened to get her in this place, and now, a year later, as she's crushing it, how her life has changed. And then I'm going to get her to talk about her 3 keys on social. So let me see if the 8 IT gods are working. And they are. Give it up for her, you guys. How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, great. Did you hear? I saw you were on there, so you were hearing me brag on you.
I actually have it on mute, so it doesn't echo, but I'm watching it.
Oh, okay, nice. That's good. Very cool. Well, first of all, thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon. And you and I have had, 2 or 3 phone calls to kind of get ready for this online conversation. And one of the first questions that everyone's curious about is what inspired you? How did you get from high school to crushing it behind the chair? What was your life before doing hair?
Well, I mean, whenever anybody asks me that, it's funny because I don't really remember a life before I did hair. Like, I always just kind of wanted to do it, truthfully, and honestly, I wasn't good at anything else. Like, I wasn't a school person, and I wasn't, like, I couldn't imagine, like, sitting in a college classroom with 200 people. It was just not my deal. So, I was always really girly. So it just kind of started off as like we would play around and copy pictures, and then it was kind of like, oh, you can copy that picture really well. But it was mostly styling and makeup, just because I wasn't licensed and I didn't know how to even start color. So it was mostly styling and makeup. I started my own company when I was in high school. When I was 16, we did wedding hair and makeup. So we would go do brides, do the hair and makeup, and I mean, I was only charging like $10 because I wasn't licensed or anything. I didn't know anything. So that was that. And so I went to beauty school right after I graduated high school. And it was kind of a really natural progression. It really I took 1 month off after I graduated and started a beauty school. And here I sit.
And I think I asked you, I said, rather than going to high school, you choose beauty school. How'd your parents feel about that? And your comment was really interesting. You remember what you said?
Yeah, my parents they both went to like a trade school. They're both in a skilled profession. Neither of them have college degrees, university degrees. My dad owns his own company. He's a contractor. So he does drywall for like grocery stores and car dealerships. And my mom's a dental assistant. So they said, as long as you're doing it because you absolutely love it and you're going to be the best, do whatever you want.
Nice, nice. So now you're in school. You get out of school. You somewhere in that story you met Alex, and we had him on last week. And I asked you the question, like what drives you, what your big why is, and I wanted to make sure that the world heard what I heard.
My big why, honestly, I mean, I met Alex, was hiring an assistant, and he went to the same beauty school that I did, so we were just connected in that way. I actually never met him before I applied to be his assistant, and I was actually really terrible at color. Like I said, I did mostly updos and makeup because I didn't know anything. I was licensed, so I didn't know where to start. And so I got a job at a salon right out of beauty school that did a lot of makeup and hair styling and things like that. And to be honest, they weren't doing anything that I hadn't already taught myself. And so I like to be pushed constantly. I'm constantly doing more and more and more. And I said, okay, well, Alex is going to teach me a bunch of stuff that I have no idea how to do. So that'll be fun. So every day I was going into work and it was something totally new and totally challenging. And I'm not okay with being average. I'm one of those people, I get bored. I have to keep being challenged. I have to keep doing something different, or else I get lazy and I'll just sit there. So Alex pushed me and Alex made me.
Well, yeah, you're kind of like one of, a prodigy, if you will. But I really, when you and I were chatting about this, I was really moved because I said, it must have been an extraordinary year. And you said, well, yes, it was. However, Alex loved me a lot, but he pushed. And there were times it was excruciating, but it got you to where you're at today.
It was. It's definitely, I'm one of those people where I like to be challenged, but I also, in the same breath, like to do things that I'm naturally good at, that come naturally to me. I like to be a winner. I like to be best. And so when I was here with Alex, who was already so talented, he would push me and he knew that I didn't know, and it was something that I wasn't used to. So it was a tough year, but I credit pushing myself like that whole 100% to where I'm at today, pushing myself into a zone that is completely uncomfortable and really made me dig deep and get my true why out of why I do this.
I love it. So here we are. You're 21, and where you're at now is, I think, almost unprecedented, Christina. So what is it like? What's your life like now? Like, I'm sure you're in a place that you've never been before in terms of where you're at professionally. How has that changed your ride?
It's changed. I mean, it's changed everything. I never in a million years expected to be 21, 22 years old and doing what I'm doing. And I mean, I get to take my friends on vacations, and I bought myself a new car, and it's really great, but it really honestly is one of those things, like I said, I like to be pushed. I'm always one step ahead of the game. So it's really fun in the sense that now my goals are just out of this world big that I get to dream about and live. And it's a reality. It's not this like crazy off in the distance 10, 30 years plan. It's happening. It's now. So it's fun. I just have fun.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, you can. And I'm curious. Like, you're at this place at 21. What's next for Christina? What's the future hold for you? Where do you go from here?
I'm one of those people. I like things to happen kind of organically and authentically. So wherever the wind takes me, I'm really open to. I really love teaching my associate, and I love teaching the associates in the salon itself. And so definitely sharing my standpoint, not necessarily, I hate to say knowledge, because I feel like I A, make things up all day long, and B, I'm so new in the game. There are people who know so much more, but the mindset, I think that people would really benefit from. So I definitely want to share that. But I mean, wherever that may be, I'm open to.
Yeah, and at 21, you have associates that are your age, so you're almost like their big sister mentor, and you're still at 20, 21 years old. That's what's one of the more phenomenal things about your story.
It's definitely fun. It's really humbling, and I like that. I like that I get to meet people and teach people of all different ages and all different backgrounds, because really, I mean, everybody kind of forgets that it's like this, and I have to remind them, like, I'm so much younger than them and they teach me so much. It's really humbling. It honestly is. It keeps my head close to earth.
So I want to have one more piece of your story, and then I'm going to get into your social media stuff. So you're at a place now at a very, at 21, that a lot of people won't make in a 30-year ride. Having said that, there are people that are at places you were at 2 years ago. The first few 100 hours I'm in school, it's like WTF, right? What am I doing here? And they're thinking about like pulling the chain. And so what would your last word be to them that might give them some inspiration and hope and keep them in the game?
My last word to them, anybody who's in school or is just kind of starting out, and it feels like there are people who are 21, 22 who already have it all together. My last word to you is like push. Like, don't settle. Don't be average. However, there is no equation. There is no right or wrong. It's people can tell if you're forcing it. It's not. It's not some wild, amazing equation that somebody has to figure out that we really just kind of uncovered. It's just who we are, and so just being authentic and really letting it kind of happen, but it has to happen with a work ethic that is so baller and so crazy that people go, oh my gosh, she is so tough, I have to have my hair done by her. Or him.
All right, I love it. We got about 5 minutes left, and I want to get into a little bit of social with you. You and I were chatting, and we kind of crafted your best practices into 3 keys. And your first key is something that I'm talking a lot about, this triple win where you get your content. So in a nutshell, talk to us about how those 3 places work well for you.
So the triple win is it's basically the premise of getting your images, getting your work, getting your name out in as many possible openings as you possibly can. So when I post an image, I always make sure that my salon posts it as well. And then I always tell my clients, hey, what's your Instagram handle? What's your Snapchat name? Let me DM you this picture that we took with our fancy camera. Do you want a picture of your hair with your phone for your Snapchat? Things like that. I always make sure that they have all sorts of access to my work. And I have 8,000 followers, and then the salon's Instagram has 6,000-7,000, but they might not share all the same that mine do. And then my client has maybe only 1,000 followers, but that's 1,000 different followers than already follow me. So
nice.
Right there, upped your follower count by 10,000.
Yeah, and you did like over 200 referrals last year. So, as somebody that teaches this, the idea that you're posting that content on your page, it's finding the salon's page. The overwhelming majority of your clients are getting it on their page. I think the combination of those three, it's like you're pouring nitroglycerin on a bonfire.
But yeah, people love to feel special. So if they see themselves on 8 different Instagram accounts, not only are they going to know that their hair is amazing, but they're going to think that everyone else thinks it's amazing because people keep posting it.
Nice. I love it. Second key, and I remember the first time I talked to you and we were kind of going through this, you said, everyone gets a photograph regardless. What's that about? Why is that so important to you? Why does it matter to you?
Oh, I'm such a firm believer in guest experience. I mean, like you said, everybody in the world today, if you do hair and you're on Instagram, if you don't do balayage, I mean, what are you doing? Everybody does balayage. It doesn't make me special that I can do balayage. Granted, I think I do a pretty good job, but it's part of the experience. I take their picture and I make them feel like an absolute star, and I post it with a funny caption, with our good camera, and the lighting is good, and they just feel amazing. That's what keeps them wanting to come back to me. I have people who drive 3 hours, and I say, you really can't find someone closer who does balayage? And they say, no, I want to come to you. So it's part of the experience. They feel amazing.
I mean, that to me, that is so phenomenal, Christina, that you're now the photography is as much a part of the guest experience as anything else that's going on. I mean, and that is a new, invigorating experience, and you do it brilliantly. So my hat's off to you. What about the third key? You talk about your personal connection, and I love you got a slogan on the Instagram is more than, and I want you to say that, but tell us what that third key is about.
I definitely think that people get really carried away with what Instagram is now, and trying to figure it out. Like I said, thinking it's some kind of formula. Like I said before, it's all part of your guest experience. I mean, when your guest is in your chair and they're paying you, they are your boss. So you work for them. You need to make sure that they are tended to and that they're happy and that they are having a good time. So the success with the Instagram, I tell people now, it's more than a business card, but it's less than an algorithm. This isn't an X equals Y plus Z. This is my guests are enjoying their time with me as a person. I'm really connecting with them on a deep level. I send them happy birthdays. I comment on their pictures of their boyfriend. It's very cute. And then they tell all their friends about me and they say, hey, check out this girl's Instagram. That's my business card distribution, is them believing in me as a person and wanting to send their friends to have a good time with me. Like I said, I see so many people who get these clients off of Instagram and then they sit down in their chair and they're like, okay, so doing hair today, okay, I'm gonna go mix up your color, bye. Like, anyone can do that. So what that is special. It makes you special that your guests want to come see you, not for your hair.
I love it. I love it. You killed it, man. Big time. Well, what I'm going to do is we're going to say goodbye to you and thank you again for being with us. I'm going to summarize what you said. But this interview, in my own humble opinion, has been one of the best interviews that we've had over the 104. So thank you very much for hanging out with us. One more time, give it up for Miss Christina. Talk soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Stay well. Very cool. Give it up for one more time. I mean, first of all, I think it's I want to bring, my PowerPoint back up so that, we can really summarize what just happened there, because it was nothing short of extraordinary. Again, she's, this is somebody that's, really just getting her own life started. And, for what she did in her first year, knocked it out of the park. What she's training at 21, I can't remember having a master Instagrammer, hairdresser, balayage artist that's at this place at such a young age. So it gives us a vision of what's possible. Randy Kunkel said triple win is always a good way to be. But what I really loved about her tutorial is for her first key was that she's all about triple win. It's something that you can take for granted, but it's so important. So here it's her a shot of a picture of a client. This is on her Instagram page, and then you can see it. She either tagged the salon or got that content to somebody in the salon. It shows up on the salon's page, and then the biggie and the real biggie is that her client takes a variation of that and puts it on the guest page as well. So I think it's a 1 + 1 + 1 is like 1,000. This, in my humble opinion, is a very, very big why she's gotten herself over 200 referrals in a year. So it's extraordinary. And Madison is saying, yay, Christina. So I agree, Madison. Yay, Christina. She's like hitting it out of the park big time. Her second key then is she says that everyone gets photographed regardless of if that content's going to make her page or not. That the photography, the picture taking, the photo shoot is a very new, important, essential part of the guest experience. And now that's Christina's chairside manner. So, you know, she may she have 20 guests a week, take pictures on all of them. 3 end up on her page, but every guest gets a photography, a photo shoot. That's a part of that experience. And that, in my mind, is crucial. And then her third key was the connection. She sees social media as more than a branding tool, that it's a personal connection, that when she posts, she takes her guest. When the client posts, they take her. She makes comments on the guest page. She'll comment on guest friends at making comments on the page. I mean, there is an interaction there, and I loved her slogan. I've never heard it put that way. Instagram is more than a business card, but it's not an algorithm. It's not all about engagements and shares and likes, and it's really about, she brought that experience into her guest handling in her chairside manner. I'm getting goosebumps now as I talk about that because it's just extraordinary. So give it up for her one more time. All right, so we're coming to the end of our ride as we always do. If you're new to us, welcome to our channel. The channel that we're on is Michael Cole Summit Facebook, and this is where we do Facebook Lives. We did our 104th episode, and so we continue to evolve this. Michael Cole Summit is the Instagram page as well. I blog daily, slogans, video blogging. So plug into that and take the ride. If you're a Summit Salon, we now have a social media virtual coaching team. So, call our 800 number, 800-718-5949, and find out about how we can come in and help you get some of your staff that's still kind of in the pre-social era into the game so that they don't get lost in the evolution. So it's for salon spa owners. They offer the coaching to them. It's virtual coaching, and you can have a 1-hour complimentary online interview by calling that number. So I really do hope you take advantage of it. If you're not already hanging out on summitsalon.com, hang out on that. If you hit a /MC Live, you'll see every episode that we've recorded, edited, and now we have micro learning chunks. Hang out on our store because our planners now have become as much about planning to what windows of time we want to fill by doing social media posting, and that is the latest, greatest of all. And now there's even a page you can go to on the homepage of summitsalon.com. If you scroll down, you'll find mobile calculators. Click onto that because we have 5 or 6 calculators that have taken the math out of all of this. So I hope you take me up on that offer. Jennifer Boutwell is saying she's part of the Summit coaches, and she's saying, yes, you're right, Michael. The social media team is ready to be social and take the salon owner and everybody in their staff up the game on social media. And then we have as well, we have a tracker, and all this stuff is for free, you guys. If you get on SummitSalon.com, you can download this, and this is how you stay in the game with us. What gets measured gets improved. So, end of the program, we always want to express gratitude to our sponsors, L'Oreal PPD. These are all of their brands, Baxter, Essie, Kerastyle, L'Oreal Professional. Matrix, Mazzani, Purology, Shu, Redken. Give it up for these guys because they are nothing Salon Centric, State Beauty Supply, RDA ProMart. These are the distribution arms of L'Oreal PPD, so give it up for those guys as well. Will you? And last but not least, I want to really always thank my business partners, co-founders, colleagues, working peers at Summit Salon Business Center, because I think we're changing the game one hairdresser at a time. So give it up for these guys one more time. So in closing, I just want to thank you all again for coming, and we'll see you next week.